Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. So hot tent season is upon us. Late fall, winter is almost here. I have a new stove for the hot tent, a new titanium stove from SilverAnt Titanium. This one has a few features that my other hot tent stove doesn't have, so I'm excited to get it out of the package and share it with you. Let's put it together, do a first burn together. The SilverAnt hot tent stove, 100% titanium. Typically, this is how you're going to get these types of stoves shipped. They're designed to be lightweight and compact. This is 100% titanium, so it is lightweight and compact. I'll put the dimensions and the weights on the screen. But the way you put these together is very simple. Just start unfolding the stove, like so. Bring up the sides, and in each corner, there's a little clip that you engage that holds everything together. Just keep doing the same thing all the way around. Simple as that. The basic structure is put together. What did that take? Less than a minute. You have legs to unfold as well. You want to keep the stove up off the ground. There you go. Now we need to attach the stovepipe adapter. That simply slides in just like that. Really simple. No screws to mess around, and it's a very secure connection. Now let's put the lid on this thing. And this is really nice because it has built-in shelves. Look at that, and same way the body was put together, the top is put together. You simply just engage these little clasps on the side, and you'll have the top on nice and securely. Perfect. Now I'm sure you can think of a lot of reasons to put shelves on a hot tent stove. First of all, you can keep your coffee hot. You can keep different things warm, your food warm while you're cooking something else. These would also be great to hang gloves off, to warm up your gloves. And the fact that the stovepipe hangs off the back of the unit and it doesn't take up any real estate on the top, I really like that because it gives you the entire surface to cook on. Now, as you can see, these shelves are canted a little bit upwards. That's so when you put some weight on it, it's going to become flat and things aren't going to fall off. I mean, if they were level to start with and you put something heavy on it, chances are it could slide off. So that's by design, and I think it's a really smart way to design a stove. In my mind, there are a few other benefits to these shelves. Number one, they fold up like so. Now you have a built-in handle. If you ever have to move the stove around while it's hot, let's say to empty the coals or something like that, you have something to carry it with, something safe. And another thing, which I'm actually pretty excited to try, if you put the shelving up like this, you would have like a little mini oven, I believe. You can maybe bake something very simple inside. The heat is going to really build up inside here, and you're going to have a nice little oven, either to bake something or to keep something nice and warm. I think it's a multi-use feature, and I like it a lot. So a lot of stoves on the market today have the stovepipe connection on top of the stove. It's effective, of course, but you can imagine it does take up a lot of real estate on the top of this stove. Now, this leaves a lot of room for cookware. I mean, the fact that the stovepipe comes out the back gives you a lot of extra room, and the benefits are rather obvious. You can get some pretty large cooking utensils up here. These are a good sized titanium plate frying pan. I have a set of two. These are from SilverAnt as well. We'll be checking these out. But that's a nice big frying pan, and it fits easily on the top of the stove with room for more. Nice design. I took the liberty of unrolling the stovepipe off camera. It was very easy to put together. A little trick is I like to use a pool noodle, wrap the stovepipe around the pool noodle, and it went together without a hitch. Very easy to do. And SilverAnt provides these rings so that you can attach them to the stovepipe to keep everything together. Now the first time it's just a little bit tricky to get the stovepipe together, but what you need to do is burn the shape of this stovepipe in. That way the next time you put your stove up, it's going to be very easy to unroll it and get it into this shape. So let's fire up that stove, do a really good burn in on the stove and the stovepipe, and see how it works. So it's pretty easy to install the stovepipe. Just place it over top of the elbow adapter and then slide this ring down, and that snugs everything up nice and tight and secure. Again, no screws. You could put a hose clamp there, I guess, if you wanted to, but I think this ring pushed down really tight around the adapter does a great job. Just have a piece of birch bark here, pretty standard stuff. Get that in there, activate that flue. We'll get some kindling on top. Nice and dry. This is a pretty big opening. I'm going to be able to fit quite a big chunk of wood in there at once. And you can fit almost a 14-inch piece of wood in here. A good 13-inch piece of wood will fit lengthwise. So that's pretty good. I can hear things happening inside there. Things are crackling away. It's always good to check your gear before you take it out. And especially with these titanium stoves, you want to burn them outside of your hot tent for the first time. If there's any oils, you'll be able to burn them off. But to be quite honest, this stove was less oily than other ones that I've had. I'm not really leaving any fingerprints on it, so that's good to see. Came shipped really clean. Just take a few minutes for that to take off, I'm sure. Oh, that's looking good. Nice initial burn on this. Let's get the door closed. And there's a simple damper assembly here, wide open or closed or anything in between. Once you close that damper, it really starts to draw across the wood. That's a beautiful fire, for sure. It's a super windy day, so I'm glad I was able to do this. Let's see if we can add a bigger piece of wood to this. That's a nice, good, solid piece of wood. Maybe we can do one more. There we go. That'll burn for a while. Awesome. So you see this stove, it's burning in, it's seasoning in, it's changing color. The titanium is changing to that beautiful purplish, coppery yellow color that titanium usually gets to. And the stovepipe too is changing color. That's what you want to see. You want to see the stovepipe changing. That means the shape of the pipe is being set, and next time you put that stove up, it's going to be much easier to roll it into this shape. So I have some new cookware from SilverAnt that I'd like to show you. I'm really excited because I've been using this one for a while and I really enjoy using it. It's a big titanium pot with a bail. It's almost 2 liters. I'll put the full specs on the screen. Has a really nice sturdy handle. and I really enjoy using this one. And these two plates, they can double up as a frying pan. They stack inside of each other, as you can see, and one can be used as a lid for the other one. So I'm really excited to show you these two pieces of kit. But one thing I really like about this one, I'm a fan of the SilverAnt kettle. If you have one of these kettles, you might want to know that it nests perfectly inside of this new pot. So I get to take the pot and the kettle with me without sacrificing any space in the truck or in the pack. So that's a really nice feature. Let's get to using this and the titanium tent stove. So look how much room is available on this stove. I have this frying pan or plate that's 9.5 inches. The one that's a little bit smaller is 9 inches. But a 9.5 inch plate in this huge pot, which at the moment is cooking us up some delicious tomato soup. Who doesn't love tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches in the old hot tent? That's a living, let me tell you. Nice. Just like any titanium frying pan, you got to keep things moving, but they do a great job. Lunch is served. Nice little flatbread cheese sandwich. How's that? First thing you got to do, dunk that grilled cheese sandwich in that tomato soup. Telling me, nice cold night in the hot tent, wind is roaring outside, you're tucking into something like this. That new cookware worked out pretty well. Awesome little lunch. So thanks for joining me down at the old woodshed so I could share with you that new hot tent stove from SilverAnt Outdoors. It worked out really well. The cookware is fantastic and I can't wait to use it on a real hot tent overnighter. So I'm going to leave a link to SilverAnt down below to the gear that I used today. I really do like their stuff. I recommend it a lot. Take care everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.